Здравейте от мен, Вили. Тук сме в Ялта Клуб в момента, на една много интересна дата, 1605, дата, която репрезентира три различни неща. Събитието, на което се намираме днес, 16 май, името на един много колоритен, много интересен лейбъл и рождения ден на един много интересен човек, който седи до мен. Представям ви Umek. Hi Umek, how are you feeling? Happy birthday!
Thank you very much. I feel very good, thanks.
Do you feel younger? Do you feel older? How is it? Nearly 40.
Nearly 40, so actually I'm not feeling younger anymore. I mean young anymore. So yeah, it's kind of fun, you know, growing up finally, and yeah, close to 40. Let's see what the life brings next year.
Well, I know people who say that life starts at 30, then others may say that life starts at 40. Just embrace. Age is not just a number, right?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I asked my grandma, she's almost 90, and I asked her what's the best period of her life, and she said now, because I do what I want and I can watch all the TV as much as I want. So I believe her.
And Bulgarians are very famous for spoiling people. Have you been spoiled today since you arrived?
Yes, of course. There was a cake waiting for me in a room. There was a nice dinner. Now it's another cake. There's a party going on. So, am I not spoiled?
I actually saw that the cake that you got earlier today is related to basketball. And I do know that you're very passionate about basketball and about cycling as well, I think. Yeah, so is sports a big part of your life?
I know it doesn't seem so, but yes. I mean, I love to play basketball. I play like 3-4 times a week, like lately. And I change sport, you know, from time to time. I used to cycle a lot. I mean, a lot for a non-professional guy. I still do cycling, but mostly now I'm into basketball. I mean, basketball was always part of my life, just a little bit, if not a little bit more. But lately I found a group of friends which are not like really professionals in the basketball, so we just go on a court and have fun and we just sweat off and that's it.
I think I read somewhere that you said that if you were the DJ you would probably be a basketball player or a basketball teacher. Is this something that you consider doing actually maybe after you're done with music?
No, because you know what, to be a basketball coach or a basketball player you need to you need to go into it with 100%, and I don't think I'm ever gonna leave music. You know, leave music I think I'm not gonna be on that point that, you know, I need to do something more seriously than music. So I guess maybe just like, you know, to have fun, maybe, but otherwise, no, music is gonna be always there. Probably I'm gonna die playing music or something like that.
You've been actually working for music for over 20 years now. How higher can it get? I mean, when you're a young artist and you dream of having your own album, playing the biggest gigs and all that stuff. You've done all of it. So yeah. What's now?
I mean, there's always a challenge around the corner. If not, I'm still learning how to make music. I know it sounds funny, but you know, music is an art, and art, you cannot perfect the art. There's always a stage where you could go, you know, a stage further, and there's always something to learn. This is why I think I'm just going to be into music, you know, for ages, I guess. And I remember I read a magazine not that long ago where I had an interview and said, I guess when I'm going to have 45 years, I'm going to retire from being DJ. And so that's only 6 years away, and no way I'm going to retire. You know, if I'm going to be healthy, and most important, if I'm going to enjoy the music, I'm gonna play and I'm going to make music. That's it. Because music is just like such a big part of me that it's just impossible to stop.
Right, and since you've been in the music for so long and you've seen it like develop and change, and like right now electronic music is like so powerful around the world. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you like electronic music being more underground, or do you like how commercial it's getting and how big it's getting?
I mean, I don't mind music getting commercial or being underground. I think these two things go well, in hand together. If you have a strong commercial scene, and all the underground boys will fight the commercial scene, so it's going to be strong. So I think it's actually really nice to see, you know, all these differences between it. And luckily, I'm just in the middle, so I can see some of like really commercial events, and I can get to play some of like really underground events. So it's nice to see all these different genres, different DJs playing all these kinds of stuff, and for me it's actually really interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like last time when you were in Bulgaria, you played this huge hall, like kind of 5,000 people kind of venue, and now we're in a very small club and it's more underground, it's more private. Which one do you prefer?
I actually like both. It's not, you can have a great night in a small club where there's an intimacy. It's amazing. You can see all the crowd, you see the reaction, and then again, next day you play a festival with 10,000 people and you feel that energy of that big crowd. For me, I cannot choose. I think as well, I wouldn't do it like just the big gigs, and I wouldn't do just the small ones. I think the balance of both is just right for me.
And being in music for so long, how like we already mentioned, do you feel more inspired and more excited about being a DJ and a producer than, let's say, a couple of years ago?
Actually, I feel the same. I was just thinking, the love for the music is still there, I'm not forced to make music. I mean, actually, I have a lot of tracks that will never come out, and, I could be lazy and I would not go to studio because I have so many releases, actually probably even too much. But still, I wake up and if I feel making music, I'm just gonna go downstairs in my basement, so-called Austrian studio. And I'm gonna make music. That's as simple as that. I'm never forced to make music. It's just like how I feel. If I feel good, I'll go downstairs, or if I feel bad, I'll go downstairs and make music because I can and I want, and yeah.
I think you've crossed 250 releases on your career. How many do you think you've done, like tracks that have not been released? Do you think 1,000?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there are hours and hours, probably. I don't know. I just went through all these that recordings that I made, and I guess have 60. I guess there is around 100 hours of unreleased music. But back in the days, producing music was not easier. It's just different. Arrangements were not so complicated. Actually, they were quite impossible because now with computer you can go through all these details. And back in the days you couldn't go into. So you made tracks like sometimes I made like 4 a day. Oh. Yeah, it was because you were just like doing all these sequences, and especially because you made music for DJs. They were mostly loops with minor changes and stuff like that. And we were all building up our tracks on hypnotic loops. And the sound, and today is completely different, especially, I mean, at least with tracks that I'm making, I still make them fast, but it's like all these details inside, you're really careful what you do, blah, blah, and this takes time.
And who is Umek today, music-wise?
Music-wise, Umek these days is actually all over the place. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't help it, I can make a decent deep house tune, I can make a decent techno tune, but basically like the what Umek does is check my new releases, and this is what I do, this is who I am. Check my new mixes, and you will immediately know what kind of style I like. But I'm capable of doing a lot of things, and I'm actually interested in making a lot of things. Different things. It's just how I am. I never know what's gonna happen when I'm sitting down in the studio. I could probably trying to work on a techno tune, and it's something is missing, and I would go through the synthesizers and melodies that I'm making, and I would find like I don't know, a proper electro old school sound, and I would just like jump to next track and make that, and then I don't know, in the afternoon it's gonna be something completely different. It's just I'm getting is inspired by so many sounds, at the same time. It's kind of funny.
Well, I think the true color of an artist is to actually not setting like borderlines to whatever you do. So just whenever you give yourself the freedom, you actually do so many great things. There's so many artists who are like, oh, I'm just gonna do techno, and and it shouldn't be that way. You know
what? Actually, we had a laugh with my friends when I said, techno is such a, I mean, I don't know how to even describe it. I don't want to say the wrong words, but if you go into techno and if you use the wrong bass drum, you're gonna get a red card and you're expelled of the techno community immediately, and there's no way back. So, but I understand. I understand what they think, how they do it, because I used to be that purist, the biggest one. Back in the days when I started making music, I was thinking, I'm never gonna make this kind of tunes. I'm never gonna make this kind of tunes. Then I made all these tunes that I said I'm never gonna make. But that's just me. A lot of other guys, they just, they stick to the sound they like for all these years, and actually I admire them. I admire them for all this, I don't know what's the word, consistency. Yes, for all these years, they're not influenced by the styles that came around, and actually that's something to admire, if you ask me. But I'm not that guy. I'm influenced by many other things, changing sound, and I get bored like once in 2-3 years by the style, definitely.
Well, you're in a position to go whatever path you want, so just keep on doing it, because it's not many who do it, and we should have pioneers who give such example. You know what? Actually, there's no other way than to do it as you like it, because I could stick into pure techno stuff that I made so many years ago. I would be in my comfort zone. I would make this stuff, but then again, I would, if you feel you need to change, you should change, no matter what people say. I mean, I get a lot of bad reviews from ex fans of mine. Like, why are you doing that? Because I feel like that. I don't want to do this kind of stuff just to please you. First of all, I want to please myself with the music, and then if I have audience with that music, I'm even happier. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really hope that you're going to have a wonderful time. We're sure going to try our best to give you the energy that you deserve for your special day. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. I hope you get to see a little bit of Sofia. And I wish you all the best with the upcoming year. I know that summer is coming and summer is busy. So I hope it's going to be fun for you. Thank you very much.